Hello, everyone, and welcome to podcast episode 3. I'm sorry it's been a while since the last podcast episode, but I've got a situation on my hands, literally to an extent here. Let me explain this. Before we, start the podcast, I'm just gonna go get this out of the way. In the first minute, my left arm has been fractured at the elbow, and it's in a cast right now. So I can only really record podcast and commentary videos. I might release some short-form reactions, because that's pretty easy to do. And maybe videos that were already pre-edited that I was planning on releasing, but I don't know if I have any of those already pre-edited right now, so... Really, on my plays and the channel, you're just going to get commentary and podcast. Maybe some reactions, but that's about it right now. But we'll come back to that later. I fractured my elbow, and I'm in a cast for 2 weeks. And we're going to go from there. I'm not too sure what's happening with that, but it sucks, I'll tell you, and I can't really play games or anything, so, but thankfully it's my left arm, not my right arm, so, I can use the mouse comfortably, which is just enough to record this pod, so, sorry if you hear any background noise on my desk. It is this cast, bro, it's chunky lad, but, I'll come back to that a little later, but, I just want to say, we're gonna start, okay, I got a little list here. Facebook Marketplace, right? Facebook Marketplace is a very interesting thing, man. Okay, look. Facebook Marketplace is very cool for normal people who aren't weird. But weird people who want to, track people down, bro. It's kind of perfect if the person you're trying to track down uses Facebook Marketplace. Especially for, famous people. If you're a famous person, celebrity level, I don't know, Mr. Beast or someone like that, you cannot use Facebook Marketplace, bro, because of the amount of, obsessive weirdos on the internet. Now, if you're just a normal guy, or, you don't have that big of a following, it's okay, you might as well, and sometimes you can get a very good deal compared to just ordering on something like Amazon or something, but there has to be murder cases involving Facebook Marketplace. There has to be. I want to search this up, but it's going to take forever with one on. Hold on. I'm just going to search murder cases involving Facebook Marketplace. Okay, they do definitely. Okay, that took a while to Google with one hand, but mom killed by man her son met on Facebook Marketplace. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's definitely cases that. What about stalking cases? Stalking cases, Facebook Marketplace. It's kind of a. Occur when routine. Okay, there definitely has been some. A Long Island woman was stalked for 3 years after posting an old iPhone for sale in 2023. God, that would suck, bro. Just trying to sell the old iPhone and that's going on. Yeah, bro, Facebook Marketplace is good, but honestly, if you've shown your face to the point where you'd probably get recognized in public, that's when it's time to pack it up. And if you really want to use Facebook Marketplace so bad, I guess get an assistant. But at that point, if you're that famous, you're probably already rich enough to where Facebook Marketplace is not on the agenda. Probably just ordering normal stuff online, But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, pretty cool if you're just a normal person, or even if you're a celebrity who just doesn't show their face and people wouldn't really recognize your voice. That's also cool too. It's very unfortunate. There's a lot of weird people. A lot of famous people just can't live their lives, man. I think there was something, I may be completely wrong, but I swear I've seen a TikTok. I think Michael Jackson literally rented a store for a day. I'm not sure how, I don't know, but he was able to use a store for the day. and like emptied all the people out or whatever, so he could experience what it was like to be normally shopping. Because of course he was so famous that he could just kind of walk and he'd be recognized almost instantly. Just kind of wanted to say that. I don't know, Facebook Marketplace is definitely something else, man. But real question is, what's better, Facebook Marketplace or eBay? That's the real question. I don't really know, honestly, but what I do find funny is I think people like 100 years ago in the 1900s were predicting way more stuff, like flying cars potentially, and now we're doing this right now. Or like a lot of stuff that you think would be advanced from the 1900s hasn't really advanced that much, and this is just kind of a fun fact. I don't know when they stopped doing this, but chainsaws were invented for birth, bro. Oh my god, that would be horrible. Now, of course, chainsaws are used for cutting like limbs and trees and that kind of thing. Well, usually, I guess there's always murder cases with it, unfortunately, but that's the intended purpose now, is cutting limbs and trees. Cutting like limbs on trees, not human limbs there. Want to make that abundantly clear. But just imagine, bro, giving birth and they whip out the chainsaw, yanking the cord to make it go, bro. Do some chainsaws do that? Am I dumb? I think I was kind of thinking about a lawnmower there, not really a chainsaw, but what year was this? Like, what chainsaw birth? I'm just gonna search that up. Early chainsaws were invented in the late 18th century by Scottish doctors. It was used when a baby was stuck during obstructed labor. Yeah, imagine the baby's stuck and they whip out the chainsaw, bro. Looking at pictures of the early chainsaw. Oh my gosh. That looks horrible. You may have actually had to wind it. I was like originally thinking like a lawnmower. I think you really had to wind it. Okay, I've seen things. Some chainsaws have a cord on them, but this one looks like you kind of have to wind it. I'm not too sure, but that would suck, bro. Oh, I can't even imagine. But anyway, another thing. I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place here. Android and Apple phones. I get when cell phones were kind of like new. Android and Apple, yeah, it's very different. It's an actual choice. Nowadays, you probably just go with what your friends and family mainly have, right? Like if you're new to getting a phone, like if you're young and you're getting a phone or something, well, number one, your family's probably buying it for you, depending what age. But Android and Apple, brother, at this point, I feel like they're almost the same. I personally have an Apple, probably won't swap for an Android because I already have the Apple. I don't really care. I get when cell phones were way earlier, it may have been an actual choice to make, but at this point, bro, it's almost the same thing. Am I wrong? The only thing I can think of that's kind of different is I think the emojis are a little different, which that's not really, I don't care about that. And I think the text bubble, right? I don't know. I might be outdated on that, but, and of course I know this has been most people probably aren't talking about this now because this debate has been worn out so much. But it's just like Apple users to Android users and Android users to Apple users. Oh my god, bro. It's so much better, bro. It's so much better, bro. I don't care. I don't care. Is there really a difference? I mean, if I'm actually wrong, if there's really big differences with the most recent models of iPhone and Android, please let me know in the comments. I'm recording this at 10:30 p.m. on July 31st, 2026. Almost in August. I mean, is there really a difference? I'm actually going to search that up. Let's see. Pros and cons for iPhones and Androids. Okay. We're going to go with the most recent models. Most recent. iPhone Pros ecosystem harmony works very smoothly with other Apple devices like Mac and iPad. Okay, that's actually, yeah, it makes sense. Fast updates. Apple sends software updates to all supported phones on the exact day. I feel like that should probably be a thing. Resale value. Yeah, the trade-in thing, that's a good point. The cons, yeah, the high cost. Customization is limited compared to open systems, yeah, and file management. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. And then Android pros and cons. Android pros customization, hardware variety, price range. Cons, update delays, inconsistent support, and ecosystem friction. Yeah, I mean, there are differences, of course, especially after reading this, but if you're just an average person using a phone, does it really matter? Like, what did they change about the most recent iPhone? Because I swear, I feel like it's always the camera, bro. I hate typing with one hand on a keyboard. And also on phone. I've had to do it, bro. It genuinely sucks. I mean, I can kind of maneuver my phone to my left arm and my right. But what do they change about recent? I'm just typing fast. I'm not worried about spelling as long as I can kind of get what I'm saying. Yeah, what do they change about the most recent iPhone? Liquid glass, a major visual update bringing a frosted, transparent, and reflective look. Camera app layout, okay. Not even camera, the camera app. Resolution controls move from the top down to the bottom. From the top down to the bottom for interface for easier access. Volume controls. And the Siri AI overhaul. It's been upgraded with generative AI. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie though. I think the Hey Alexa. If you want something similar to Siri that's actually better, bro, I feel like Hey Alexa, or whatever you want to call that. The one that goes, Hey Alexa, bro. It actually tells you. I swear, Siri, I thought my Siri was going to activate right there. It didn't, though. But Siri, it does its purpose at times. But sometimes, bro, I'm playing a game and I really want to know something. And I go, Hey Siri, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it just activated now. Here's what I found on the web. Bro, tell me! Just tell me the answer. I like researching. I actually don't even mind researching, but just tell me the answer right now. There's a reason I'm asking you. If I wanted to research, I would go on Google. Although I don't really know about, the Google AI overview. Yeah, honestly, I don't mind it. But I remember when it first came out, it was so glitchy. I don't know if I brought this up on the other 2 episodes that I've had so far, but there was an instance where it would take anything said that was satire on Reddit and just use it for my pizza. I think the scenario was my pizza. I don't know if it was fake, but I know it happened for some questions. If my pizza tastes bad, what can I do? And then a Reddit user 10 years before Google AI Overview was making a joke and said, put glue on your pizza. And then AI Overview was recommending you to put glue on your pizza. Not sure if that instance was real or if that was faked. But there are definitely instances like that. I think Google AI Overview now is pretty solid. Although you should still, if you use things like ChatGPT for essays, you still have to fact check because and then also people do not copy and paste AI stuff onto a Google Doc or an essay. It's pretty obvious. You at least just change the words, man. That's what you should do. Don't straight up copy and paste it. That's so obvious usually. I'm not sure in an advanced class maybe, but I feel like usually most classes past middle school, even in middle school now, with AI advancing, they have a way to check if it's AI. And usually, this is it may be a little insensitive, but if you're not known for being the smartest and you're absolutely cooking on your presentation, that it's clearly AI most of the time, at least change the words to sound like you. You gotta actually make it sound like you, not ChatGPT, bro. Funny story here, this was a couple of years ago. Forgot think it was 6th grade. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm not going to count the years right now, but it was 6th grade. Been a long time. And, my friend, my friend got help from someone he knew. And essentially, okay, I'm not going to say their real names, but we'll say my friend's name was Kevin. And this other person in the story was, Bill. Alright? Actually, we'll use more of a feminine name, because Jessica, there you go. Kevin asked Jessica for help, right? And then Jessica put instructions on his slides. And then my friend Kevin, of course, not their names. It sounds so, I want to say their real names, I keep resisting, but, of course, then Kevin, he did all the instructions that it said on there, right? I think it was something for World War II. It was like a presentation or something. Like an example, one of the slides put on all the leaders, and then it said the names like Stalin, Roosevelt, whatever, and he put them on there. And he was done with the presentation. It wasn't horrible. Here's the only problem. It still said the instructions. So like it would say all the information that was clearly copy and pasted off of Google AI Overview or ChatGPT. And then all the pictures, okay, it's passable. There's a chance the teacher doesn't notice it's AI. And then you look in the bottom right corner and it still says the instructions on every slide. Thankfully for it, fortunately for him, he didn't present it, because I think like 2 days before we presented, the teacher was checking everyone's slides to make sure that we were getting along well. You know, like we were actually typing, we weren't just kind of sitting down, not doing anything, waiting last day. So she could warn us and she would give us feedback. He was done, but, you know, it still said the instructions, and he got caught, and I can't remember what he had to do. I gotta ask him soon. I don't know if he had to redo it or what, but I'll never forget that, bro. Because I was only a table away from him. You know, like how that classroom was set up was there was like probably 7, 8 big tables, and 4 students at each one. And I was probably only like a couple feet to the left, man. I heard it go down. And then one of my other friends told me about it. Because I could hear what was happening, but I was a little confused. And then, yeah, the other friend explained it. I was like, okay. I don't know, man. Man. Thankfully, didn't have to present, because that would have been absolutely horrid. That would have been horrible, bro. Oh. Just imagine. And then the teacher, was that in the bottom right, bro? Okay. And then speaking of presentations, last presentation we had to do, I think for the whole year, not even just for history class. Last presentation we had to do. That presentation I was referring with the instructions may have not been World War II. May have been something else. But this last one was about World War II. I love history. Didn't really need Google. I just need Google for some details on certain stuff. But I love World War II. I love other stuff in history. So I did my slideshow. Teacher gave me 100. Loved it, right? But I sat next to this kid. And I'm not going to say his name because it's only really involving me, the teacher, and this kid. But he said, hey, can I get some help? I helped him a little. And I'm not going to be honest, probably shouldn't have done this. Don't do this. But said, can I copy? I was like, nah, I don't know. But then we had to go, and I was like, you know what? I'll help the kid out. I'll help him out. We're all human after all, I guess. And I emailed him the slideshow, and I said, I didn't type this on the slideshow, like on the email, but I told him after I emailed, do not copy this word for word. Just use it as a template. Change some stuff up. Next day is the presentation. We walk in. He told me he did it at 4 a.m. I was like, okay. I was literally the first one to present. The teacher had like a wheel online, and she spun it, landed on my name instantly. So I got up there, presented, did well. I got 100 on it. She like gave the grade right after you're done presenting. She was grading it while you were presenting. I want to see his presentation before he ends up going. I look at his computer. word for word, same presentation. Same presentation that I worked so hard on. He didn't change a thing. The only thing he changed was his name. So last minute, people were presenting. We're not supposed to be talking. So we swap computers. He's acting like he's doing stuff on mine. And I hurry up. And like I do whatever I can. I change the pictures up of like the leaders, for example. Change new Stalin picture. I type less complicated words. No offense to that kid. If you catch what I'm trying to say there, no offense. But I used a little more complex words, and I just made it a little more simple for him. Changed the background colors. I was scrambling. Made sure the names were not mine, because I think on one slideshow, the name still said my name, not his. And I quickly changed that, and thankfully, I think he was one of the last ones to go on a different day. Since there was a good bit of people in our class, we had to go different days at a time. Since we were all given full-blown presentations. And thankfully, I think she forgot about my... If you looked at them side by side, they were still very similar. Clearly kind of copied. You could tell that it was definitely a template. Except instead of him using it as a template, like I said, bro just actually copy and pasted it, changed his name. Changed the name. And also the title of the Google slideshow still said my name. You had to like come up with a name, like World War II, blah, 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 whatever. And then it would say your name. It still said my name, so I had to change it. My name's Luke, by the way, just in case you didn't know. But I had to change that up, and then he presented. If you put them side by side, clearly, someone copied. Thankfully, it was a different day, and I was the first one to go on the first day. So the second day, I don't think she noticed. And if she did notice, she just didn't care to say anything. So I think she might have caught on just a little, because I was looking at her face during it. I was nervous a little, because it wasn't like this kid was across the class. No, he sat like right next to me, so it made it even more obvious. But she either maybe noticed and didn't care to say anything or what, but I don't know. But I was so nervous, and then what's crazy is only a couple weeks later, I think school ended. Another topic is, what public restroom is the most uncomfortable? And no one's on this pod, so it's just me here, so I'll answer. Airport, gas station, or fast food place, or like restaurant, but it can't be a fancy restaurant. Like in Hawaii, we went to a fancy restaurant at a resort, bro. Bathroom was goated. Literally had actual towels, like small white hand towels that you would throw away after using. That was amazing bathroom. Like, I actually stayed in there a moment and admired it. When I say restaurant, I mean like McDonald's. Like a 3-star McDonald's on the side of the road, The most uncomfortable. Oh, also, we're including school. And we're going to do this on different levels. To piss in, airport, gas station, restaurant, or school. To piss in, I feel like gas station. I feel like gas station bathrooms always are really dirty, usually to piss in. I'm saying this as a male, so. I feel like airport bathrooms aren't that bad. They're usually pretty big, depending what airport you're at. They're usually very good sized, frequently cleaned. And yeah, it's not bad. But I will say, okay, to shit in, all of them suck. But I think to shit in, airport is the best one. Restaurant, I think school's the worst one to shit in, bro. Because people will not let you shit in peace, bro. You gotta be careful. you gotta be careful. Probably school. Yeah, and then just to walk in, I mean, I don't know. It depends how dirty they are, because, a lot of school bathrooms are filthy. A lot of school bathrooms are absolutely filthy. Genuinely. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna say this. Literally last year, bro. I should have said this on the pod. My friend came back from bath. It was a day with a sub. Near the end of the school year, like literally, it was we had no work, and there was also a sub there. So we were literally just walking around talking. Nothing. Sub didn't care either, since there was no work, unless you had stuff overdue, but I didn't and my friends didn't, so, or they did and they didn't care to do it, I don't know, but they're little rebels, not sure. But anyway, I was talking to him and he went to the bathroom, he returned, said there's literally cum in the toilet, not the urinal, the toilet, and it was also on the seat, and I was like, no way. And then another one of my friends goes to check it, and he's confirming it. I can't tell if this is... I can't tell if they're trolling. So I'll wait a little bit to not seem suspicious in case. Don't think this I would have cared anyway, but go in there. It's everywhere. It's on the little... You know the toilet seat that you can, like, open, like, the door for or whatever, where you open and close the toilet? On there. A little bit to the side of the toilet on the ground. Mainly inside the toilet, thankfully, and then some on the actual seat. And I just kind of walked out, and then I went piss in the urinal and washed my hands, because might as well, I'm already in there. But bro, you gotta be down bad to be gooning in the school stalls, bro. You couldn't wait till you get home. You just couldn't wait, bro. Come on. I don't even... It's so weird. At least it wasn't in a classroom. There was rumors of a kid a couple of years ago who gooned in a classroom, bro. I don't know if it was true. I think it was because he entertained the idea that he did goon in a classroom. But then again, he could have just been seeking attention. He's not... I don't know the kid, so... I don't know. All I remember is he entertained, like, the idea. Like, if you asked him, he'd laugh and stuff. I can't tell if he was entertaining the idea or what. Or if he actually did it, or was just looking for attention. I'm not even sure. I don't know. Also, this podcast will probably not be an hour long. I'm thinking 30 to 40 minutes, so it will be wrapping up soon. I'm trying to get out some episodes. But since this is a solo pod, no one will probably be calling for this one. So, another thing, movie theaters, real quick. Movie theater popcorn is on another level. I love movie theater popcorn. It tastes amazing, especially with the butter. I hate when movie theaters do not have icy machines. I'll deal with it, right? But I absolutely hate it, bro. I honestly, bro, I love ices. The three main flavors that are usually there is Coca-Cola, cherry, and blue. I think I've drank blue the most, but the Coca-Cola ice is kind of underrated. And the cherry, honestly, I don't hear a lot of people drinking the cherry one. The cherry one, they're all goated, right? I think I like the blue the most, though. And I've also drank blue the most. Whatever the blue flavor. Blue raspberry. It's just off topic. Blue raspberry makes 0 sense. What does that mean? Blue raspberry. Not even a flavor. Like, what does that mean? There's raspberries. Okay, blue raspberry. That doesn't even make sense. This is another thing. Off topic again. If something's grape flavored, like, there's a difference between grape flavored and, like, soda grape flavored, candy grape. Like, grape Jolly Ranchers. That is not grape. Blue raspberry. That kind of stuff, bro. It's not, of course, it's definitely not supposed to be. Not supposed to be healthy at all, usually with candy and soda, or pop, or whatever you want to call it, sweets, whatever. Man. And another thing really quickly. See, I'm not making fun if you pronounce anyway. Pronounce however you will, right? We're going to be referring to the drinks. The sodas, the pops, or the cokes. I understand soda. Alright. Honestly, pop makes more sense to me because it pops when you open it, pop. Or some say soda pop. Either one. Those make sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is Coke. This wouldn't be bad, except there is a very popular soda, Coca-Cola, that the general population refers to as Coke. This probably is more of a states thing than international, U.S. state, or the United States, but I'm assuming the historical meaning. I don't know. I'm assuming it's like a historical meaning for just calling it Coke. But the only problem is like, oh yeah, I want a Coke. They hand you a Coke, not that Coke. I want like Sprite. I guess you could just refer to the quote-unquote Coke/soda/pop as the soda name. Like, if you wanted Fanta, you could just say Fanta. But, like, if someone asks me how I pronounce it, I'm saying either soda or pop. I'm never saying Coke. Of course, there's the soda Coke. Okay. But just calling it Coke doesn't make too much sense to me. Let me know what you call it in the comments below if you've made it this far. Now, back to the movie theater thing. I saw someone in a recent movie I went to see. They snuck in popcorn. See, they could have been on a budget, and I understand movie theater popcorn is really expensive. But, you know, if they're on a budget, okay. You know, like maybe you're not doing well financially. I'm not going to make fun of those people. What I will make fun of is if you genuinely can afford it, like very comfortably can afford even multiple buckets of popcorn, and you're still sneaking in the popcorn from like stores, like the pre-popped ones in those bags. You can afford it, bro. Trust me, the movie theater ones are better. I'm telling you, bro. They're so much better. I love movie theater popcorn. Genuinely. It tastes so good. Alright, well, I think that about wraps. Okay, one more thing. Okay, I'm just gonna say this, and I'll bring it up on the next pod, probably, though. If you didn't know, YouTube recently removed the dislike button off of YouTube Shorts. And I know you can still click the not interested option. But recently, ever since they removed this dislike button, my YouTube Shorts feed is a mix between shorts I'm interested in and then people using random filters on shorts. Like, genuine, it'll be, or it's those shorts that, it'll be like, steak, if you use the sound. Bro, I'm not using the sound! Stop! And I know you can click not interested, and trust me, I've spent hours scrolling in bed. Hours. That's like it's a job, but hours trying to fix my For You page by clicking not interested on these. You know, if you want to use a filter, fine, but like that's all I'm getting. I've never liked a short that used a filter. Where are these kids coming from that are using the filters? Saw a funny comment. If you remember green screen kids, now we're getting like the filter kids. Nothing wrong with using the filters on shorts and making a short out of it. Whatever, I don't care. Why are they on my For You page? I never entertained the idea of this. Where did YouTube get the idea to recommend this? It's been absolute trash. And then there will be those song like clips. It's like these people working out with a song in the back. Usually it's that song like Dracula or whatever. Or Shut Up Jenny, Just Get in the Car. That song, for example, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And it'll be like people working out and punching the air. I never entertained this. Why is it here? Leave. I'm going to probably I'm going to go more in detail on my next pod. On the next podcast episode. But there you go. That was episode 3. About 30 minutes. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.